How to analyze a deal in under 5 minutes. I'm just going to take you through what I did today. This morning, 9:30. Today's, what is this, May 16th. I went through a single family house with my buddy, and he's like my trusted confidant. I have full faith in him that if I do something dumb, he'll be there to save me and course correct. He's in the real estate game day in and day out. And like you may already know from the first episode, I'm a part-timer. I'm a full-time pilot, and this is my part-time gig. Hopefully one day a full-time gig. What do? We look at the property. Today, I've got it all written down over here. The property they were asking, I think it was $79,000 from a wholesaler. I looked at the pictures. The pictures actually look pretty decent, so I was like, okay, I think we could do maybe 70. I think I said 72,000. I was like, that's probably where we'll be at, but we'll walk it. So he said, hey, 9:30 tomorrow sound good? Sounds good. So we showed up. We walked the property. It does not take much to analyze a deal. You can get in, get out, and it's pretty straightforward from there. So let's just go through the numbers. So they wanted 79,000. We went back and forth a little bit. We end up at 74. That's the last thing I said to him. We'll see if it actually goes. I have no idea if I'm actually going to get this deal or not. So I said 74,000. We think is worth, after it's all cleaned up and ready to go, maybe about 120 was the guesstimate. So there's a little bit of equity built in there, which is always good to have. That's like a nice little backstop, but you got to remember that's not cash on the table. That's just paper wealth, right? Rehab cost, walking through it, basically flooring, paint, mechanicals all look pretty good, but flooring, paint, bathrooms, and some kitchen cleanup. We estimated somewhere in the 5 to 10,000 range on the low end and 10 to 15 on the high end, and that's all relative terms. This is not Malibu. I put on here 10 to 15,000 is where I thought we were at. We were talking about putting a concrete slab in the back too for parking, because currently there's only street parking and there's a huge back lot. So we're like, oh, this is the perfect place to put a pad. And Alex, actually, he was the one that recommended it, so I'll give credit to him if he sees this. $12.99 a month is what we think it can get for rent. Don't ask me why $12.99. That's a Milwaukee thing. I don't know why. $12.99, $13.99, $9.99, $8.99. If you go to Milwaukee, you will see that. I don't know if that's the same anywhere else. If you're watching this and you're from another place, leave a comment if you can about what you guys do for your rent numbers, because we do all this weird 99 stuff, and anybody that's from out of state always seems to think that it's the craziest thing. So $12.99 a month in rent, 3-bed, 1.5 bath. Tenant pays all the utilities, so that kind of saves the owner as far as that goes. $420 a month for the financing. There's kind of two choices. You can either go traditional, which would be 20% down at a minimum, or you can go hard money, which would be zero down, but you are going to pay higher fees. Usually you're paying 15% interest over, let's say, 6-month period, and you're going to pay an origination cost of a couple points, which is usually, let's say, 3 points. That would be 3% of the total loan value. So you're going to pay a little over $2,000 probably for that. $133 a month in property taxes. Simple enough. You just look that up. $100 a month in insurance. I know what insurance costs out here because we got other properties that are similar. So I just roll the dice and say about $1,200 a year, $100 a month for that. $100 a month for property management. My property manager charges me 8% a month on my properties. So you take $1,299. I just guesstimated $100 a month is probably right. I just do napkin math. I'm not a big brainiac. I'm a napkin math kind of guy. $100 a month in work orders, $1,200 a year. Could be light, could be heavy, but I think it's good to build that in, because if you don't, you're going to get burnt if anything happens. And that puts us at $446 a month in cash flow, which is $5,300 a year, just over. And depending on if you do it with zero money down or you do it with a 20% down, I ran this all as if we're going to put 20% down and we're going to do $15,000 in rehab, so about $30,000 all in. It's running about 17% cash on cash. And that is how to analyze a deal in less than 5 minutes. Now, I understand that I breezed through a lot of that stuff and I didn't really give you a lot of context, but I wanted to at least touch on that stuff and give you an idea of what it looks like to actually go through a property and say, okay, what does this look like? When I'm going to a property, I'm looking at some big stuff. I'm looking at the roof. I'm looking at windows, siding, and I'm just generally looking. Is it new? Is it old? Is it broken? Is it in decent shape? I'm looking at the kitchen and the bathrooms to see what kind of shape they're in. Is it a tile? Is it a surround? Is it just gutted? Who knows what it could be? Take a note of that, because that's the kind of stuff that is expensive. And then the next one will be flooring. If it's got carpet, it's probably coming out unless it's really clean. If it's got some sort of vinyl plank, hopefully it's in good shape. If it's got hardwood floors, there's a couple choices. In Milwaukee, there's a lot of people that are painting right over the top of those bad boys, but you could also potentially refinish them. The problem with refinishing is it's expensive, it's time consuming, and in this game, you gotta make some concessions if you want to stay in business. So you're gonna have to decide that for yourself if it makes sense. We have basements here. Not everybody has basements, but for us, basements, we got furnaces, we got water heaters in there, and then we've got the foundation. Those are the big ones. Furnace, I'm looking to make sure that it operates. B, it's not 3,000 years old, and that's really it. Furnaces come and go. We replace furnaces all the time. Not all the time, but enough that I'm not really horribly concerned about if it breaks. And then water heaters, is it leaking? Does it work? Is it the proper size? Maybe it's undersized for the home or for multifamily building. And then the foundation, is the wall straight? Is it damp? Like, these are things that you can ascertain pretty quickly. You don't have to be in the property for 3 hours to figure all that stuff out. We see people all the time that are sitting there and hemming and hawing about all these little things. Man, that's the stuff you need. You can get all that information in about 5 minutes, and you can get in and out, and you got your number, and that's it. So for me, I really didn't want to spend more than 70, but he said he was in it for 73. He was super transparent. He told me, I'm in it for 73, man. Can you come up at all? I said, I can go with 74. Maybe you can negotiate with your seller, have him come down a little bit, and you can make your spread still. But that is how to analyze a deal in 5 minutes. Really quick, down and dirty, but that's all you need. And you can go out and analyze any deals. Now, what is good for you and what is bad for you? To me, I'm aiming for a 20% cash on cash return if I can get it. Hard to get it sometimes, especially with the multifamily stuff. That stuff, the cap rate gets squeezed, and you're not going to see those kind of deals. But in the single family and duplex world, not uncommon to see, but you have to know where you're looking. That comes with time and trial and error. And so appreciate it. 5 minutes, how to analyze a deal. This video is going to run a little longer than 5 minutes, and I apologize, but I try to get through all the bullet points before the 5 minute mark hits. So appreciate you watching, and hope to see you again on another video. If you have any feedback, lighting, camera, anything at all, please let me know. I'm here to get feedback and try to do better. Good, bad, and indifferent, leave it, and I'll definitely respond to it. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.